Hi everyone, welcome back. It's about that time for another review by me, Beardo, and today I will be reviewing Thor Ragnarok. Just a word of warning, as Thor is part of the MCU, there will be spoilers in this video, not just for this film but for previous films in the MCU altogether. Thor Ragnarok is about Thor facing off against Hela, the goddess of death. She takes over Asgard, and he gets sidetracked by being stuck on this different planet and kind of has to find a way off in order to fight and defeat her. Chris Hemsworth does a really good job as Thor in this new outing, and you really feel like he has some free range to explore the character a bit more, his more comedic side. It's a bit different from previous versions you've seen of Thor, and it's kind of pushed to like the funniest he can be without kind of breaking that character, but it's really fun and it's good to see Chris taking the rest of the film on his shoulders and doing such a fantastic job. As seen in the trailer, Loki is back in this film again. Tom Hiddleston does a really good job of this character, makes him really cheeky, kind of annoying, pretty much kind of like the sensibility of the sibling that really gets on your nerves. In the film, Hela is played by Cate Blanchet, and it's really good to see an older actress get a fun, enjoyable role like this. It really goes to show you that you don't have to be a young actor in Hollywood anymore to get the really fun, energetic roles, and she really makes it her own. It's a lot of fun, and she has a good screen presence whenever she's on the screen. Taika Waititi directs his third solo film of Thor, and I think the direction is a nice fresh approach. It makes the film feel a bit more light-hearted because there's a lot more comedy than previous films. The comic timing is really good.
Sure, Jan.
A lot of the imagery looks like it's taken directly out of the comic books or even fighting video games like the old Street Fighter games, and it just looks really fun and you really enjoy watching these action scenes. There's another scene towards the end where Thor and another one of the characters are jumping on different spaceships and destroying them as they're going along, and it just looks really enjoyable. I think one of the biggest things Thor Ragnarok has going for it is the fact that as the other films in the MCU have been building up towards a bigger storyline, this one takes a step back and it feels more fun, a bit more fresh and definitely light-hearted. But unfortunately because of that, it's also a downfall because it feels like you're playing a video game where you can do these voluntary side missions.
It isn't?
So they don't really push the story forward, but they may add small bits and pieces towards the bigger product in the end. Unfortunately, I do have quite a few issues with the film. Luckily they aren't enough to bring down my appreciation of the film and my enjoyment.
Oh, thank God.
But there's definitely a few issues which took me out of the moment for a second or two. I think the advertising for the film was fantastic. The Thor title card and the Marvel title card being very 80s synth with the music. It really looked like it was going to be a really fun film, and it definitely was a really fun film, but I just don't think it was as the trailers made it out to seem. It kind of seemed like it was going to be this new experimental type of Thor, which hadn't been seen in the MCU before, but unfortunately Guardians of the Galaxy had done it years before with all these different vibrant colours and a completely different worldly setting, but it doesn't distract away from the fact that the film is still really enjoyable. Also, a lot of the CGI is quite off-putting. It's definitely not the crispest that it's been. Crispiest? Crisp. Nom 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 nom. The best CGI that I've done in the MCU so far. I was kind of hoping for a bit more, you know, puppets and actual sets rather than just CGI in as much as you can. Also, I don't know why, but it seemed like they had CGI'd Cate Blanchett's head on top of someone else's body. It looked really weird sometimes. I can't really review Ragnarok without actually talking about one of the more fun elements of the film, which is definitely Hulk. It's no surprise that he appears in the film. He's obviously in the trailer, and obviously with his alter ego Bruce Banner. And it was definitely a different type of Hulk than we've seen before. This version of Hulk talks quite a lot, and it is also a bit of a dick. Even though it's Bruce Banner's Hulk that's taken over his mind and obviously his body, it's different from the character that we've seen before. He's still playful and it's definitely fun to watch, and we even get to see some Hulk butt in there, which is kind of weird. Like I said before, I had a few issues with the film, but it didn't really distract away from my over enjoyment of the film, and that is the reason why I'm going to give Thor Ragnarok 4 out of 5. Thanks for sticking around for another movie review from me. Comment on the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and you will see more videos coming from me soon. Thanks! And it makes sense to have this after my sign off, but there are 2 post-credit scenes within Thor Ragnarok. It's definitely worth sticking around for the first one. The second one I don't think really adds too much to the story overall, but you never know. They're always quite fun to watch and you know you're going to get your money's worth.